Okay, so let's try for a tour of the guest house. So I believe this is behind me the main door, but I'm not quite sure. Again, I'm still learning here, so be patient. This is going to be the living room. Looks like there's going to be some kind of sink over here. Not quite sure. Again, I'm still new here, still learning. So, here's your separation wall. But up top, it's just a railing. And you're landing to get up onto the loft. In this case, the loft runs parallel instead of perpendicular like the other house, but also has a glue beam, glue lamb that goes all the way across, and apparently a bird that's stuck in here. So we walk straight ahead, turn left. This will be the bathroom and laundry room. Similar windows, nice and deep. It's kind of hard to really see in this house. It's dark inside here because it's wrapped. So if I exit the laundry room, dining room, short little hallway. This is going to be the dining room and kitchen. I believe that's somehow going to be the kitchen, maybe. I don't know. It's a really big closet, but yet kind of a tiny kitchen. So yeah, I live in a tiny house, so that would be big for me. Anyway, that's another live edge window. These are just absolutely beautiful. Each one's made custom here on site, so that's kind of cool to watch. Another door to get to the outside. So this one, again, I'm not quite sure. I haven't spent much time in here. But as you can see, like the other one, just a ton of straw. Again, sit panels on the roof, standing seam, metal. Nice cool green color, I like it. You could almost make a bench out of this one here. It's fairly low to the ground. I'm standing on straw, but about knee high. You can sit down and read yourself a book and sip your tea and look out the window. Anyway, again, feel free to shoot me questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll ask. Figure it out together. The second build that's going on simultaneously. A lot of things look pretty similar from the other one, just a different layout. So I believe over here, this is going to be the kitchen. Again, you got the nice big window sills, the live edge on them. Hard to see in that shot. Another one. Some closets. I believe this is going to be the laundry room. Again, kind of hard to see, but I had to get here nice and early before everybody gets here, and I'm in the way doing this, so. Anyway, I believe this is going to be the staircase up into the loft. This is the straw bales we're still using to fill in missing portions. Let's see if I can get a little higher. So there's the upper loft. This one runs the opposite direction. The other one runs parallel lengthwise. This one seems to run perpendicular. But cool little landing. I don't think that's the staircase that's going to go in it. That's that steep, but I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. We'll find out together, huh? The walls are just about 2 feet thick, the thickness of a straw bale. But you can see, or maybe you can see, the straw bales are actually notched to fit around each one of these boards. Also, come over here into this laundry room, if you will. See the plumbing. The plumbing is also notched into all the straw bales. The interior framing and wiring all looks like what you'd see in any other house. Headers over the doors, wires through holes, blah blah blah. So let's show you how to notch a straw bale to go around some of the framing or some of the piping. Cool little hand tool called a bale saw. Stick it in and it actually cuts easier than you'd think it would. And real quick, it just kind of shows you how fast it is to notch for around the boards and the pipes. This is kind of a neat tool for putting new string if you need to cut the straw bale shorter. So insert it into the straw bale all the way through until it comes around the back. Hook your string. I did it upside down. Ah, there we go. Hook your string through until I've done this a whole bunch of times. And pull. And out comes your string. And then you can take it around and rewrap it, tie it, and then cut the original strings. It'll stay just as tight as it was before. So once the bales go up, sometimes they stick out a little bit and they need to be shaved down before you can put the stucco wire up and then apply the plaster. So, well, today's mission is to try and shave down the bales on the inside, try to make the walls flatter. So far it's going pretty good. Not really looking forward to that section right there. It's pretty high up, but it's coming along pretty good. Made quite a massive pile of trimmings. I don't know, I'd say 12 feet wide and 4 feet high. And it's certainly coming along. It's been kind of a pain every once in a while. You find a string and it gets caught up in the chainsaw. But I've made it, I don't know, almost halfway around the house in 2/3 of a day. Through our experimentation, we've been through 2 Remington models, the 12 and the 14 inch, both of which did not last even an entire day.
Yeah, that stinks. I get a headache from that.
Then we tried the Homelite 14 inch at 8 amps and it also died. So, as I mentioned before, we're on to chainsaw number 4. We've tried a couple Remingtons, and then this Homelite is the 12 amp version at 16 inches and seems to be holding out pretty good. I did put a sock on the end of it. I guess it's some sort of nylon pantyhose thing or something, but stuff tends to get jarred up inside here, and that's what tends to cook the motor. So every little bit we got to stop and pull it all out. When you're just trimming the bales, you gotta watch out for the wires. You got PEX coming through the wall, drain pipes, wires, so on and so forth. So a couple of the solutions we've come up with is we got a wire poking out of the wall here because there's going to be a bar that comes out this way for the kitchen. So we put a piece of conduit on here and shoved it up into the wall so that the chainsaw does nick it. It's going to mess up this conduit before it even touches the wire, because if the wire gets nicked and touched too far back in the wall, we're pulling a whole new piece, and it's not as simple as just pulling it through holes like in a standard stick-built home. It's quite a chore to get a piece of wire in between the bales. Also, we found that if you've got wires, let's see if I can find an example here. Here's one. Move this ladder out of the way. So you can't see them, but behind this piece of 2x4, there's wires. And we were trimming yesterday to get this blocking in here. And all it would take is for it to catch and dive the bar right into there. And those wires are done for. So we got a piece of metal from the roof that's left over. And we found that if you just take it and stuff it in there and put the wires on the opposite side of the metal as the bale, Now as you're cutting, if the chainsaw hits, it's going to hit this metal and bounce off. Sure, it might hurt the blade, but the blade's a lot cheaper and quicker to get than replacing the wire. Back inside because now it's raining. Yesterday we did tidied up some of the electrical stuff, put in boxes and checked all the wiring. Also, the guys notched for the cabinet blocking, which is, as you can see now, flush with the straw, recessed in there all the way, and checked for plumb, level, all that good stuff. It's starting to come along. This will be the kitchen in here. I'm finally learning the layout. They did another piece of blocking up here because they're going to hang one of the bale saws above the door when they're totally finished. Here's a little quickie of the outside. The windows are all flashed, screwed, glued, or actually nailed and glued. And this little drip edge along the bottom with some flashing underneath to protect it from the concrete. You come along and you can see we've got tar paper at all the studs I believe that's to protect it from abrasion from expansion and contraction, and also to eliminate the contact of the stucco kind of material to the wood itself. Here's a window that's not been installed, doesn't have the sill in yet. So come around to another door. A pocket that still needs to be filled with straw, so that'll be interesting. Some of those tight spots are extremely difficult to put in there, to fit in there, because they got to fit tight. So I want to form the arches in this window on the sides, but as you can see, it's not real pretty and it's not very archy. So this is what we're going to try and achieve right now. Expanded metal that's been nailed off on one side. I held the other side back and was able to just stuff and use the straw to help shape the metal, and then just nailed it off where it needed. And then I can also come back and just kind of bend it if it's not a perfect arch to get what I want. And then you get this, once we apply the plaster, we have something, the plaster to hold to and something to shape, and it should look really nice. It gives the window a bigger feel. It's kind of hard to see, sorry, but anyway, it'd be really cool. I can't wait to see it with some plaster on there. Oh, it's falling over. No, no, there it goes. Ah. Yeah, you went through this batch pretty quick here.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's... But look, there's not much waste.
Yeah.
And that's my first, you know. That's because I was a little wide the first time.
Oh. Well, yesterday we got the first coat of interior plaster up on. Huge mess, but we've fortunately protected the floors with painter's tarp, thick cardboard, and reinforced plastic. So we should be good to protect the floor. Sill plates have been covered. Now you can start to see the windows start taking shape with a nice curve. Let's see if I can show that on the video. You can tell I'm definitely a videographer by profession, but it's definitely coming along, looking pretty good. You can see that some of the spots we could have filled a little bit more with straw, so there's gaps, but it's coming along nicely.
Did you just get me in that photo?
Your voice is now on it though. That's Johnson, by the way. The doors though are going to be squared off, unlike the windows. And then this board you see along the bottom is going to end up being flush with the thickness of the plaster, and then will give us something to nail the baseboard to, which is going to be a live edge redwood baseboard, which should be pretty cool. I've never seen that before. So anyway, next mission is to move all of this tarp and protective gear over into the bedroom, and then also over into the bathroom. So we've got all the windows masked off, electrical boxes masked off with the tape. Same with the plumbing, because we don't want the abrasion to cause any problems later on with expansion and contraction as they go back and forth on the abrasive material. So hopefully by the end of the day, this looks like plaster.